Good morning to all. I am Manindi Shri from CSE department. Today we are going to see the topic additional forms of proof in theory of computation. In additional forms of proof, mainly we have three classifications: proofs about sets, proofs by contradiction, proofs by counterexample. We can see one by one. First one, proving equivalences about sets. Here we consider two sets E and F. Then the statement E equal to F means the two sets represented are the same. That means every element in the set E is present in the set F. In the same way, every element in the set F is present in the set E. Then only we can say E and F are equivalence sets. Example, here we consider the commutative law of union. The union of two sets R and S. The commutative law is R union S equal to S union R. Here we consider R union S, that is the left hand side as E, and S union R right hand side as F. Then the commutative law of union says E equal to F. To prove E equal to F, we can use if and only if proof. So in that we prove two things. Prove that if X is in E, then X is in F. In the same way, prove that if X is in F and then X is in E. Here we consider one example theorem. R union S intersection T equal to R union S intersection R union T. Here we consider the left hand side R union S intersection T as E and the right hand side R union S intersection R union T as F. So this is the statement. So first one, consider the left hand side. Given statement is R union S intersection T. So we assume X is in R union S intersection T. Then X is in R or X is in S intersection T. This is according to the definition of union. Then according to the definition of intersection, X is in R or X is in both S and T, because S intersection T means the element is both in S and T. So we can write X is in R or X is in both S and T. Then consider the right hand side. We assume first X is in R union S. This is according to the definition of union. In the same way, X is in R union T according to the definition of union. Then according to the definition of intersection, we can say X is in R union S and R union T. Then steps in only if part. That means we consider the reverse part. So first we consider the right hand side. The right hand side is R union S intersection R union T. So given X is in R union S intersection R union T. So according to the definition of union, X is in R union S. Then according to the definition of union, X is in R union T. Then we have intersection of these two terms. So we can say according to the definition of intersection, X is in R union S and X is in R union T. Then consider the left hand side. So left hand side, first we can say X is in R or X is in both S and T. So from that we can write X is in capital R or X is in S intersection T. This is according to the definition of intersection. Then we can write X is in R union S intersection T. according to the definition of union. Then the second classification is the contrapositive. That means here we consider the contrapositive of the statement, that is if H then C. H is hypothesis, C is conclusion. If H then C is, if not C then not H. So a statement and its contrapositive are either both true or both false. That means if H then C is true, automatically if not C then H and not H is true. Otherwise both are false. To see if H then C and if not C then not H, here we consider 4 cases. First one, H and C both true. Second one, H true and C false. Third one, C true and H false. Fourth one, H and C both false. Next one, proof by contradiction. To prove a statement of the form if H then C is to prove the statement H and not C implies falsehood. First we start by assuming both hypothesis H and the negation of conclusion C. Complete the proof by showing something known to be false follows logically from H and C. This is a form of proof is called contradiction. That is, we assume the hypothesis negatively and we get conclusion wrong. So from that we assume the hypothesis is true and conclusion is true. This form of proof is called proof by contradiction. Then last one, counter example. So counter example is mainly used in statements that have no parameters or the statements that apply only to a finite set of values. It is easier to prove that a statement is not a theorem than to prove it is a theorem. That means, for example, all primes of odd. So from that we can say if integer x is a prime, then x is odd. Thank you.